If you've ever ventured into downtown Port of Spain and been walking through the malls, there's a big chance that you might have ventured into one of Arlene Mohammed's malls. She's an entrepreneur, but having grown up in East Port of Spain, Laventille to be exact, and then she spent some time on Nelson Street, Arlene Mohammed used to sell plums on George Street. Then, in her later years, she transferred that into a hot dog cart. Today, she's the owner of malls, she's an entrepreneur, and she's also the owner of a pharmacy, and she's doing so much more. I have the pleasure of welcoming Arlene Mohammed to the Morning Brew program. Arlene, thank you very much for being here this morning. Happy International Women's Day.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here this morning.
Arlene, your story is the type of story that I began this show talking about.
Wow.
We have so many incredible women in this country.
Yes.
Many of them on the front pages of the newspapers most times.
Yes.
They've risen to the ranks of leadership across different spheres, corporate, politics, you name it. You came from East Port of Spain,
yes,
and you are now an entrepreneur owning malls, owning a pharmacy, doing so well. Tell the Trinidad and Tobago a little bit about your journey.
Well, you know, I'm Arlene Mohammed, and I want to first of all give the Lord all the thanks, the glory, the praise, because if it wasn't for him, I definitely wouldn't have been here today. And just after him, I want to give, you know, a big thanks to my mother. And I want to start with saying, you know, the parental guidance is so critical in this time and this season. And it started with my mother showing me how it is to navigate. You know, as you said, start with a basket, selling plums and mangoes. But that's what she taught me. As I come from school in the afternoon, a basket will be ready for me to get out there every single evening. That is what it is, put food on our table for me and my siblings to be able to eat. You know, so the journey started there. And of course, you mentioned Nelson Street. I lived my adult life on Nelson Street, continuing doing what was taught from my mother, the mangoes and plums. You know, I didn't keep it there, corn soup and sauce, breast bun and chips, you know, and I always try to get little slogans that will draw customers into support the business that I would have started. For example, I did corn soup and sauce, and I would say when persons are passing, corn soup and sauce, 1, 2, and 3. You know, that is $1 cup, $2 cup, and a $3 cup, just to get that sale every time I come out to sell my corn soup.
Let's talk about the first point that you made, the influence of your mother, but I want to broaden it and ask you the importance of that female influence on women's lives in particular. Can you speak to that?
Listen, it is so important that you have your mother in your life, you know, as a role model. And if you don't have your mother in your life as a role model, maybe your grandmother, come on, be that wrong, or your auntie.
But a female influence.
It is very important that they will comb your hair, and even while they are combing your hair, they are speaking to you a little bit about their experience in life, or teaching you how you should go about life, even though you will grow up and you will have your own experience. But that foundation of a mother expressing the way to navigate through this life is critically important.
Tell us about that gap in journey, the story, Arlene, from selling plums and hot dogs in East Port of Spain to owning malls in downtown Port of Spain.
I want to use a big word saying consistency and a drive to achieve. And, you know, thinking about how my childhood would have been, how, you know, we would have been sometimes hungry, or you know, I always say this, if a person know what a dandy is, I wash one, put one behind the fridge to dry, right away the next one. So I made up in my mind where I have to achieve, and I want that when I have my children, you know, they can have a better life. They don't have to go through the pressure that I would have gone through as a young lady. So that was the drive for me to achieve, and not only do the breast bun and chips, but I tried different business. You know, because I always say that one stream of income is not enough. In case something doesn't work out on this stream, you could then, you know, use this stream to continue on life. And that's what it is I did. I came, I opened up a salon on the same Nelson Street. I want to say a big shout out to the persons in Laventille on Nelson Street, because they supported me 100%. If they didn't support me the way they did, I might not have been able to reach this far, you know. So I opened up a mini mart, call it Best Price, where I sell flour, sugar, grease, bleach, milk, you name it. And from there, you know, I started to save, started to travel, and I always made up my mind, speaking, this is important. You know, I speak to you like, you know, I will achieve them all. Because when I see the young ladies who were working with me at the time, you can see that they too have a hunger to turn their own keys to their own space. And I say, you know what, Arlene, you have to get them all. You will get them all. I was seeing that in my head. Not physically, but in my head, seeing this mall, seeing the corridor, seeing that I could achieve this not only for myself, but for other women.
But Arlene, you know, some people dream of owning a business.
Yeah.
You dreamed of owning a mall.
A mall.
It was always big for you.
Always big for me. I always wanted to have that, the mall, because of thinking of helping the people. Helping young ladies can come and, you know, do the hairdressing, not only ladies, because we have guys. And I want to say this too, we are looking at mothers, but we have some fathers who's like a mother in the home, because they are the ones who's taking care of their children as well, you know. So I saw the opportunity where women and men as well could turn the keys to their own business.
And if you've ever been through Arlene's Mall, you would see a lot of salons there. You supporting other women. It's packed with salons.
Definitely.
In there. I want to touch on where you came from, Arlene, and the work that you are doing, because you are doing a lot of work.
Of course.
To help other Arlene Mohammeds who are in the same situation, selling plums, prunes, and mangoes and hot dogs in East Port of Spain to own the next mall. Tell me about it.
Well, listen, I want to go straight to saving is important. You can't spend all. You have to save something. And it's good to, you know, I want to shout out Eastern Credit Union, because they really open their doors to help me with buying malls, buying, purchasing buildings, and even my home. When I cry, Lord, I say, God, I'm happy, but I want to be able to turn the key to my own home, and they were able to help me in that area. You know what I mean? So a woman who is maybe selling plums or mangoes now, they have to save. You know, send that money through the bank, where, you know, when you want to achieve something, you can go to them and they can see your records of how you've been saving, and they could be able to help you because they are seeing a pattern of you resting down something. So as little as it may be, I'm saying save something, rest down something. So when the opportunity comes, you will be able to get the finance you need to purchase what your heart desire.
Arlene, there is no doubt a stigma attached to East Port of Spain, something that you grew up with and you know, you continue to know about in your adult life. What would you say to the women of East Port of Spain who walk around downtown Port of Spain, the western side of Port of Spain, with that stigma?
I will say focus. Keep your mind set upon the Lord so that He can guide you into the direction that you have to. Because if you lose your focus, you can stray. I mean, yes, I grew up on Nelson Street, my adult life, and there are so much things I saw that I could have strayed in a different direction. So you have to focus on your dreams. Focus on what it is you can do to achieve greatness for your life. You know, and see what gift the Lord has blessed you with. Because every single woman have a gift. So you use that gift to achieve greatness in your life. The Bible clearly tells you that your gift is going to make room for you to stand before kings and queens.
I know that I do have to wrap, but I do want to ask you two very quick questions, Arlene.
Yes.
One of them being, there are a lot of challenges that East Port of Spain faces right now.
Yes.
You've come from there.
Yeah.
What would be your recommendation? What would be your solution to helping East Port of Spain?
I mean, it starts in the home, mothers train their children, but I believe that if we have even more, because the Port of Spain area could be rough sometimes, and if we have a little more police presence and the business owners coming together, coming with different strategies and different ideas, that we can have a better place in the heart of Port of Spain, because, you know, together we are stronger. together we are stronger. So we can come together, come with different strategies and make an impact in the heart of Port of Spain, and we definitely are going to see change.
You spoke to the women of East Port of Spain in my other question.
Yes.
Now I want you to speak to the women of Trinidad and Tobago. If I had to ask you, in what area would you like to see women accelerate action in this country, given the theme of this year's International Women's Day? Which area would it be?
Let's come together and lift the trumpet of praise unto the Father, because He is in control of our lives. Let us trust Him with our whole heart, lean not on our own understanding, and move forward. And as I say that, I like doing business. I like, introducing persons to new things. I would have wear a t-shirt for a reason. Vital health. I just came from Mexico on a free trip that this company would have given to me. And not only myself, but they paid for my husband and myself in full. So it's an opportunity that I want to introduce women. I am successful, and I don't want to be successful alone. So I want to show women how they can be a part of this opportunity with me, and let us grow together. Take it to the next level where I can take many of them with me on the next trip to Mexico, Las Vegas, and wherever Vital Health is going to take us.
You talk about being successful, Arlene. You and I were speaking when the cameras weren't rolling about the Desra Garcia interview, the criticism that she has faced in her life.
Ooh.
And you were saying you too, growing up the ladder, also faced much criticism. How you deal with that criticism as a woman, but also, I'll ask you to respond to that question, but also women supporting women and the importance of that.
Watch me. It is important that iron sharpeneth iron, that we support each other. You're seeing a woman going up the ladder, push her up, because you all can come together and work together to achieve greatness. And I've seen it. I've tenants who has been with me from the beginning. One like Brenda Samuel, we were in the car park doing business here, selling clothes, and now she has been my tenant from since I've had Arlene Mall. She was there when I purchased that building. So iron sharpeneth iron. I'm saying support each other. See what venture we are in, and you support my business as I support yours.
Arlene Mohammed, you are one of the stories that we need to be telling. You are one of the stories that people in Trinidad and Tobago need to know about. We do appreciate you making time to come on The Morning Brew. Happy International Women's Day.
Thank you.
Entrepreneur Arlene Mohammed joining us on The Morning Brew. Stay with us, because still to come on the program, we have Lady Adana Calypsonian, as well as Dr. Gabby Hussein from the University of the West Indies on a special edition of The Morning Brew celebrating International Women's Day. We'll see you in a few minutes.